Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome back to Wit and Wisdom. So, this is where we do our reading, and we are still in Module 1, A Season of Change. So, I'm going to put us in present mode, and we are going to be exploring a new book today. Woohoo! All right, so our big pizza question is still staying the same because we're still talking about change. So, our big pizza question is, how does change impact people and nature? Our pizza slice question today is, how does the chameleon change? Ooh, so we must be reading a book about what? Our pizza bite question, we're going to take a bite of pizza today, is what do you notice and wonder about a color of his own? So, we are going to be reading a story called A Color of His Own. So, on the front of the cover, what do you notice? What are some things that you see? I notice that there isn't really a background, but there's a very colorful creature. What is this creature called? Our focus question is, how does the chameleon change? So, what must this be? A chameleon. In the Ed puzzle, I want you to tell me, what do you know about chameleons? Tell me in the Ed puzzle. Something I know about chameleons is that they change colors. So change means to be different, right? It means to make a difference. So chameleons can change different colors. So what do you think this book is going to be about? A color of his own. So that means it's a color that belongs to one chameleon. So our main character is going to be a chameleon. Okay. And so when we are talking about chameleons, we know they change colors. I want you to think back when we were talking about seahorses last year in first grade. Seahorses camouflage, right? And when they camouflage, they do it to do what? To protect themselves, right? So camouflage is when animals blend into their surroundings to stay away from predators so predators can't see them. So, how do you think the chameleon will camouflage in this story? I'm wondering already. I haven't even read the story, and I already have a wonder. I have a question. Why does a chameleon need to hide? Or I have another question. Will our main character have a villain? Will our main character have another character trying to hurt him? I hope not, because animals, when they camouflage in the wild, they do it for protection so they don't get hurt. I hope something like that doesn't happen in our story, but I guess we're going to have to read it to find out. So, all right, here we go. A Color of His Own by Leo Leone. The sad chameleon has a problem. Notice there's no illustrations. This is just telling us what our book is going to be about. The sad chameleon has a problem. Unlike all other animals, he has no color of his own. Changing wherever he goes, he turns red with the autumn leaves and black in the long, dark winter. But in the spring, in the green grass, he finds a delightful solution. Parrots are green. Goldfish are red. Elephants are gray. Pigs are pink. All animals have a color of their own, except for chameleons. They change colors wherever they go. On lemons, they are yellow. In the heather, they are purple. On the tiger, they are striped like tigers. One day, a chameleon who was sitting on a tiger's tail said to himself, "If I remain on a leaf, I shall be green forever, and so I too will have a color of my own." With this thought, he cheerfully climbed onto the greenest leaf. But in autumn, what is autumn another word for? It's another word for fall. But in autumn, the leaf turned yellow. And so did the chameleon. Later, the leaf turned red, and the chameleon too turned red. And then the winter winds blew the leaf from the branch, and with it the chameleon. The chameleon was black in the long winter night. But when spring came, he walked out into the green grass, and there he met another chameleon. He told his sad story. "Won't we ever have a color of our own?" he asked. "I'm afraid not," said the other chameleon, who was older and wiser. "But," he added, "why don't we stay together? We will still change color wherever we go, but you and I will always be alike." And so they remained side by side. They were green together. And purple. And yellow. And red with white polka dots. And they lived happily ever after. The end. All right. So the first thing we do with any story is we notice and wonder. So what did you notice in the story? What is something that you saw in the story? I want you to tell me in the Ed puzzle. What is something that you noticed? I noticed that there were two main characters in this story. I noticed there were two characters in the story. I also noticed that our first page didn't even talk about our main character. What did you notice? Now, what is something that you wondered? What is a question that you have? Remember, our question words are right here in our question chart. So I wonder is when we ask questions about a text, and asking questions helps us understand our story better. It helps us grow and learn more about what and why we are reading a certain story. So when we're asking questions, we want to use question words like where. When I use where, I'm asking about a place. When I start a question word with when, I'm asking about a time. When I'm asking about what, why, or how, that can be about anything. I can ask, how is something made? Why is the sky blue? What did the chameleon do? So when we are asking wonders, we are asking questions about what is going on in our story. So what are some wonders that you have? What are some questions that you have? I'll give you a couple questions, and then I want you to tell me yours in the Ed puzzle. So I wonder, where does this story take place? Where is the chameleon? I noticed that it talked about autumn, it talked about fall and leaves changing colors. So I wonder, does the chameleon live in a place that has changing seasons? I wonder, does the chameleon live in a zoo? I wonder, when Will he meet another chameleon? Because he met one chameleon at the end of the story, but I wonder, when will he meet a new animal? Okay, so tell me in the ed puzzles, what are some wonders that you have? And it can be any question word. But my biggest wonder is, where is the chameleon? Hmm, right. So when we are looking at the story, we can talk about things that we notice. So here are some examples of some notices. I noticed that the chameleon is sad at the beginning and happy at the end. I noticed that there are lots of animals at the beginning of the book, but the main character of the book is the chameleon. I noticed that too. Did you notice that? I noticed that the chameleon changes his mind about having a color of his own. Oh, I noticed that there are fall leaves in the book, just like in How Do You Know It's Fall in the little yellow leaf. So this book also is sticking with the theme of fall, right? I noticed that there are seasons in the book. Okay, so here are some wonders. Now, if you notice, some of these wonders start with the same question word. Some of them are different. Why does the chameleon want a color of his own? Ooh, that's a good wonder. Why does he even want his own color? What changes happen in the story? We're talking all about change with this module. So, what changes in the story? Where does the story take place? What is the setting? That was my wonder. Does the setting change from the beginning to the end? That is a really good wonder, too. Who are the main characters in the story? And what are the problem and resolution in the book? Remember, our problem is our uh-oh, and our resolution is the fix it to the uh-oh. So these are some examples of wonders that you and I might have had. One, I had one notice that was the same and one wonder that was the same. So I want you to think about some of these questions. Can we answer those questions? If I wanted to answer these wonders, what would I have to do? I would have to go back in the book to find the answer to my question. Now, when we ask wonders, sometimes we will have an answer, and sometimes we have to make a guess. We have to make an inference. We have to use what we have and what we know to kind of make a guess about what could happen next. So, when we are asking questions, it's important that we go back in the book and find the answers. So, for example, let's look at that first wonder. Why does the chameleon want a color of his own? So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back in the book and I am going to look for when it talks about the chameleon and why he wants a color of his own. Ooh, so at the beginning, on this page, it talks about how all animals have a color of their own, except for chameleons, right? We know that they change colors with whatever surface they are on or whatever setting or background is around them. So this is when we meet our main character, right? Our main chameleon, our main guy, he's on that tail of a tiger. And he says, one day a chameleon who is sitting on a tiger's tail said to himself, if I remain on a leaf, I shall be green forever. And so I too will have a color of my own. So what did the chameleon want? He wanted to be like the other animals, right? He wanted to have his own color. He didn't want to have to change all the time wherever he went. So, friends, when we are answering those wonders, it's important that we go back in the book and we look for those answers. We don't just want to guess unless we cannot find that answer, and then we use what we know to help us make our best guess possible. All right, friends. So now we are going to do a deep dive. And we talked about this word at the beginning of our lesson when we talked about animals that change colors. So when animals change colors, they do that for protection. They do it to hide. So when you hear the word camouflage, what do you think about? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Tell me in the Ed Puzzle. Maybe a certain animal comes to mind, or maybe your family goes hunting, or maybe bird watching, and you have to wear colors to blend in so you don't scare the animals that you're looking at. So, camouflage is a way that we can hide, or animals can hide, by changing colors. Now, when we camouflage, we can't change colors like animals do, right? We try to wear certain colors to make us stay protected or blend in with one surrounding. If we went from sitting in the woods to sitting by the beach, our clothes aren't going to change colors, right? But when we know that we're going to be in one environment, we can wear colors to blend in. However, there are animals like the chameleon, the seahorse, there's other creatures in the sea that can blend into their surroundings. They do that for protection from predators. Okay, we're going to watch this really cool video about a real life chameleon changing colors. Now, if you look really closely, this chameleon starts out by being green and blue. And if you look super close, what's happening to his feet as he touches the branches? They're starting to blend in. All right, let's keep watching. Oh, oops. Oops. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? So a chameleon is an animal that can camouflage. What does camouflage mean? To change color. So in the Ed Puzzle, I want you to give me a sentence that uses the word camouflage in the right way. I wouldn't say something like, the elephant will camouflage in the water. Because do elephants change colors? No, but I could say the chameleon camouflages in the green grass by turning green. So when we are using vocabulary words, we want to make sure we use them in the right way. All right, second grade Smarties, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Keep that growth mindset. Try to find a way that you could use camouflage in a conversation with your family or maybe with your pets. Maybe you can discover if your pets can camouflage. All right, second grade Smarties, keep that growth mindset. Good learners do hard things, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.